So we are back with a brand new episode of Walkin Talkin with Tim, and my guest today is the one and only Jim Jefferson.
What's up? What's up?
And Jim is a Gloucester County Commissioner. He is a parole. You're on the parole board.
Yes, sir.
And you are also a minister.
Yes, sir.
So the first question, actually the first thing I want to do is have you explain to folks what exactly it is you do throughout your day, because I don't know which one to ask about. So kind of blend them together for us a little bit.
Cool. So since 2010, I've been a board member of the New Jersey State Parole Board, which means I go inside state correctional institutions and we do hearings and decide who's going home and under what conditions. Heavy, weighty responsibility where you're weighing a lot of information and making a choice that helps somebody transition back into the community, but also prioritizes public safety. So I do that as for my main source of income. But I've also, for the last 9 years, I've been Gloucester County Commissioner. We used to be called freeholders. I'm so glad I'm not a freeloader anymore. I hear that joke too many times, but I've been doing that since January 2015. And so on the board, I oversee the health department, human services, social services, a lot, just dealing with people that are in, unique times and making sure they have access to things to get them back on their feet and making sure our seniors are taken care of. I love my time on the commissioner board, and I do. The parole board is my main full-time job,
right? And
the commissioner is it's a full-time commitment but a part-time job.
The commissioner thing. Listen, I see you on social media. You are at stuff every single day.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Literally every single day. You're out there. You have it for all you guys every day. So I find that impressive because I do a lot of stuff.
Right.
As you see me on social media, and I'm thinking, my God, there's so much on your schedule. Your wife's got to want to kill you.
She does. And then when I'm home, I don't know how much she likes it when I'm home either. But no, we're a good pair.
Because you go home and you're talking about all the stuff you did all day. She's like, I saw it. I saw it on social media. I'm good. But you said, but you're a big community guy.
Yes, sir.
So you're married, you're in a blended family, you've got 3 kids.
Yes, sir.
And your blended family, you said that it's Isaiah,
Eva, and Victoria.
Eva and Victoria.
Yeah.
And your wife is Ann.
Ann is my wife. She's a 5th grade teacher in Deptford Township, Shady Lane Elementary.
How long you guys been married now?
We've been married 12 years.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Giddy up, Ann. So talking about the community thing, I find it really interesting about your baseball that you do. With
the Saints Prison Ministry. Yeah.
So talk about that a little bit. Tell us.
Okay. So the Saints Prison Ministry is America's largest athletic prison ministry. And what we do is we use sports as a way to get into prisons all over the country, because we know inmates aren't going to want to go to a chapel service, right? It's chapel's always there, and it's not. We get it. It's not exciting. But people will go to the prison yard, right? They will go see an outside team play either softball, basketball, or soccer. And so we take a group of athletes from all over South Jersey and we travel to prisons. The team I play on plays softball, and we use that as a way to get in. And we take a break from the softball and we use it as a time to give a testimony and a gospel presentation. And the Lord's really blessed it. The ministry started in 1987 and it's going strong to this day. We have teams all over the country. We've been doing real well. We correspond with over 30,000 inmates, and it's really my participation in the ministry has changed my life, and I love it.
Yeah, exactly right. So, and the softball thing's no accident, because this guy is from Lindenwold. He went to Mount St. Mary's, and you were an athlete. I was a Division I athlete for 4 years. I was all conference my senior year. I used to be skinny with a great head of hair and a great ball player, but I still have some None of us have that anymore. We're good.
I still have some of the skills and less of the hair, more of the weight. But I was, God blessed me with athletic ability, and now I'm using it to bring people to Him.
Well, you said one of the most impactful times for you was the passing of your dad.
Yeah.
And you said it really hit you hard because, you were still in college. I was. So my first semester of college, my father got sick, and it rocked my world. And I didn't know how I was going to maintain my academics, my athletics, and just being okay. And
it made my faith strong in a way that I don't think any other situation would have. And I was able to graduate in 4 years, continue to play baseball, even though he passed away during my sophomore year. So I grew a lot as a person then.
Yeah, you said you thought, in the college, I'm the man, right?
Yeah. You have that feeling, but God used that situation to break me
invincible.
down. And I was not invincible, and I had
That's
to
right.
become. My faith had to get real, and it did in a very tough scenario, but it did get real, and that situation opened a lot of doors, and it focused me on to believing, not just saying I believe in God, but really taking me on a walk with Him. It was very powerful.
But you said your grandfather was also a minister, right?
He was a deacon. He was a deacon at Mount Ephraim Baptist Church years ago. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Roger that.
Yeah.
So because I asked you, because everybody I meet that's very into their faith,
Right.
very involved. What got you so involved? And you told me the story about your dad. So to me that's super powerful.
Right. Right.
That's not everybody gets beat down enough sometimes, or gets smacked in the head and and goes, you know what? It ain't all about me.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you, I think, the community guy that you are.
Right.
Like, because talk about how you feel about, because you said this to me when we first started walking around. You said, I just want to help people. I just want to help the community. Like, I forget the exact words you used, but talk about that. Like, talk about how you envision helping our community.
And that situation really just made me see that everybody's going through something, right?
Right.
At that time, my mom was working full time, but we were still struggling, and I was, a Division I college athlete looking to pursue my dream, and we just had to reprioritize a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And so that was just our little scenario in our life.
Yeah.
But then there's so many people walking down so many difficult roads, and they're looking for help. And I think government should be making sure that it's accessible and reaching the people that it serves. And so because of the road that I walk down, I feel a passion of trying to pay it back and making sure, pay it forward, that people have access to help that they might not even know is out there.
Right. Well, you know what? And we also talked about the fact that, look, going through a pandemic, whether you're a politician going through a pandemic.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
Right.
I don't care who you are. That's one of the most difficult things that you got to deal with as a politician, right? Because right now, the fact that we're on the heels of it, there's a ton of people that have COVID PTSD, and we talked about. I said to you, I'm going to ask you this question. As a person, as a minister, as a husband, as a father, what do you think? What do you think we're headed with, in the future with all this COVID PTSD that people are dealing with?
I think we have to work at getting people used to doing the things that used to be routine. Our kids were used to going to school every day. We were used to going to church every Sunday and
the mall.
Yeah, used to going to the mall, the movie
movies.
theater. We took so much for granted, and then it was removed. And now we're asked to do it again, and some people are struggling with that. And we need to normalize making sure people have access to mental health care, people are talking about how they're feeling, but also prioritize engaging with one another in a pro-social, healthy way.
Yeah.
And we've lost that a little bit. And so that's why I try to, highlight positive efforts in the community, highlight positive people, because people do need to realize there's a lot of good in the world. There's a lot of people doing good. And the more that we amplify that'll put to bed some of the noise and the negativity that was unfortunately made louder during COVID.
Yeah, and we talked about that too. And when I said to you, I was sharing with you that I think that, when I remember being younger and my dad going to the corner store or something like that and talking to one of his buddies and going, hey, on election day, hey, who'd you vote for? Hey, who'd you vote for? And nobody seemed to care all that much. People just kind of chatted about it, and you said they just moved on.
Right.
And today it's much more divisive, and it's an issue. And to your point, we got to become more open, I think, to that. Open up the conversation and be okay with the fact that person voted for whoever, and it doesn't make them a bad person. Maybe they just, that's just how they feel. That's okay.
Yeah, and we've got to get back to the idea that we're all in this together, right? We're all on this journey, and we're all trying to have a life where we're enjoying ourselves. We're working a job, but we're also taking time to enjoy family, friends, and fun.
Yeah.
We're all on this journey together. we're not enemies, and we have to be reminded of that sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like no matter what your affiliations are, like, you know, at some point there's got to be a connection point.
Totally.
And I think that's the thing that we should be looking for. To your point, we should be looking for the positivity, looking for the connection points. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
Love it. So let's talk about some fun stuff. So you said, I asked you where your favorite place to vacation was, and you had two.
I did. For me and my wife. So for me and my wife, my favorite vacation that we went on was to Acadia National Park, and I loved it. It was just great to unplug and unwind and be in a beautiful space and just take in God's creation. We had a wonderful time there. But then as a family, my favorite family vacation was to the Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We had a great time there. We saw Dollywood. We saw.
Did you camp or did you?
No, we stayed in a cabin. We're not campers. That's not us.
You're glampers.
Yeah. Oh, not even that. Yeah. We're not. We need electricity and running water at all times. So we had a great time. Just seeing the shows down there, seeing black bears. It was just we did a mix of the touristy stuff and the nature stuff. We had a great time. It was a really good trip.
And I asked you about music. And I said, are you a concert guy? You said, nah, not really.
Yeah. The last concert I went to, I think was last year, was Elevation Worship. I'm not big into music, and what I do, it's usually praise and worship kind of church music.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it, man.
So as far as ministry, as far as speaking as a minister,
Yeah.
and preaching.
Yeah.
You know, how often do you get a chance to do that? Where and what's that like for you?
So I'm a member of Hope Christian Fellowship. I usually preach there like 3 or 4 Sundays a year. I fill the pulpit in churches all over South Jersey, and most of my ministry is in prison. And through the saints send me to speak to churches that support us financially, or churches that are thinking about supporting us financially, to tell them about the ministry and about what God has called us to do. So. It's pretty often. It's not a set calendar, but I usually get a lot of requests throughout the year to fill a pulpit.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came out to my race, right?
I did.
We're gonna be having it this year, May 11th.
Okay.
So keep it
It's
on.
It's on the calendar. It's on the calendar.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie of all time? I would have to say Rudy.
Really?
Yeah, the underdog, man.
You like the underdog?
Yeah. All about working hard, giving it your all, defying the odds.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years as far as, anything? I mean, whether it's family or politics, whatever.
When I first got into this, I used to think I wanted to climb the political ladder, right?
Yeah.
I used to think like I was, there was another office I could run for and maybe climb to statewide office or something like that. But I love serving in my community. I love being in and around the people I live near and with, and being shoulder to shoulder with people that are walking life, raising kids, going to and finding a way to make a difference. I love what I do right now in the county. I love serving in my local church. I love serving in my ministry. Hopefully, God willing, I'll still be doing all those things in 5 years.
That's right. Yeah, and you know what's funny? We just did it for like an hour. we just talked it up pretty good, actually. But that's what it's all about. And we talked about that too. That fact that that one-on-one, that face-to-face conversation, how important it is, and we just did a lot of it, and it's amazing. Every time I do this, I meet someone like you, and we get to know each other, and it's crazy the difference the difference maker it is.
Right.
To be with someone in person.
And you talked about like COVID, some of the things that are the lasting effects. That's one thing we got to get back to. We got to get back to engaging one another in a personal way, just getting together with people, having fun, getting to know folks, and I think the world would be a better place. I really do believe that.
Amen, brother. Amen. So if people want to get hold of you, how do they do it?
Best way to get a hold of me, if you're looking to talk about an issue, have me come to talk to you about at your church, talk about the Saints, you can call my office, 856-853-3384. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Email my commissioner account, jjefferson@co.gloucester.nj.us. It's all on the internet. You look me up on Facebook.
You'll find them.
Yeah, I'm real easy to find, but the phone number is the quickest, 856-853-3384. Give me a shout.
Amen. Awesome. Well, listen, thanks for being on. And thanks all you guys for watching. Keep on walking, keep on moving. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and now YouTube. And remember, this whole thing is powered by Telecorp Technologies. And we will see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim.
God bless.
Peace.
Have a good one.